Alright guys, One Fight Night 31 is going to be this weekend, and not this weekend, this weekend, depending on when I'm uploading this video, and it's going to be a pretty good card. It's not the biggest card ever, it's kind of actually a more shallow one, but I want to talk about that. I want to also talk about another thing happening in the One Sphere, and some other stuff I'm going to talk about, and kind of try and go back to old video styles, like the old more short video essays I used to do. But other than that though, before we start the video, because we're going to break down this whole card, I need you guys to please like, comment, subscribe, share the video around, because that's how we grow this sport, and I want to build as much buzz as I can around this event, because guess what? We're freaking kickboxing and Muay Thai fans here. None of this grappling shit. Speaking of which, there's grappling shit. I will not talk about it. It is fucking banned. Other than that, though, let's get into the first fight of the card. Climaco, my boy, the American. Not the American Ninja, not my boy Asa Tempao, because he actually has a possible chance of being the world title. Climaco does not have a chance of being world champion in one championship. It's just unfortunate. And that's the thing is I like him. I like Climaco. But he's fighting Akif Guluzada, who is also, I believe, a team that he's a dude. Yep. He's trained with the likes of Crickley. He's trained with the likes of, I believe, also Chingiz. And he has one of the best gyms in the whole wide world, and they're out of Pattaya, Thailand. So, immediately right off the bat, Sean trains out of America, over in California. And it's just one of those things where, like, I've said this before, I want to rehash it. American gyms just are not on that world level. I don't care that Jackie Boonton and Boxing Works have done great things and all that, Luke Lise, but Jackie Boonton is the exception, so is Janet Todd. They're not the rule. We're just not world level, objectively. I saw a stat saying that, like, the United States was, like, barely at the bottom of the top 10, and I'm like, I was surprised we were on it. So, again, that's not me hating on my own country there. It's facing the facts, and I don't like facing the facts. Man, I look so tired today. I'm tired, guys. I was working. But anyway, yeah, Climaco. The reason why I do not think he's going to win against Akif Guluzada is because he kind of, like, in these fights against Diego Paez, Jose Cruz, the Jose Cruz is not an impressive one. Why? Because Jose Cruz is not a good fighter. Just straight up. He is not a good fighter. Johan Stupinian, he looked good in that fight, but if him and Stupinian were to ever rematch, Stupinian would beat him in the first round. And he still lost to a way worse version of Johan Stupinian. So it's one of those things where, like, Sean and his style is very brawly, and it's just one of those things where, like, even though his win against Diego Paez, he was more reserved, it was an okay fight, it was a good showing for him, it's just not convincing. Not in terms of, like, getting another win, but getting a win against against Akif Guluzada. Akif Guluzada is a monster, man, and he's really good at Muay Thai, and he's really good at kickboxing. He has a lot of experience in both combat sports already, so he has better boxing than Climaco. He's younger than Climaco. Is he taller? Yeah, he's taller than Climaco. He's a sniper, man. That last KO, it was Punglamung. Yeah, that spinning back elbow on him was insane. The thing about Akif Guluzada isn't that he's fast, it's not that he has these gifts, it's that he has an incredible fight IQ and knows how to really vary his attacks. Climaco, here's the difference, guys. Climaco is a Muay Thai fighter. Climaco could never be a kickboxer. Akif Guluzada can be a kickboxer and a Muay Thai fighter, meaning that he has footwork, he has precision, he has good kicks, he has power. Those guys who become really good kickboxers and really good Muay Thai fighters, they can do both things. Meaning they know how to fight on the front foot, fight on the back foot, know how to fight with power, know how to pitter-patter. They have a true understanding of how each attack works. Very high IQ shit, which is why guys like Buaka don't represent, oh man, that shows that Muay Thai beats kickboxing. No, Buaka is just the literal cream of the crop. There's Muay Thai champions, which a lot of them don't even do well in one. Then there's great champions who become like multiple division champions. There's amazing champions, like guys who dominate the whole sport, like Sanchai. And then there's those guys who are so good they can transcend the sport and, like, do both, like super, like guys who can do kickboxing and Muay Thai. And of course, you have other outliers like Petanong and Petnamrong, Repetch, and Glory, which are better kickboxers, ironically, than Muay Thai fighters. But that's another thing altogether. Point is, Akif Guluzada has insane fight IQ, and it's just going to be too much for Climaco. He's going to knock out Climaco, and I think he knocks him out in the first round. That's what I honestly think. And it's not that I don't want to support my boy in America, but Sean, I want to be wrong on this one because I'd love to see us get a win. We never get a win. Like the last American who fought was like, Kendu Irvin, and he lost to Avatar. So it sucks. I want to see him win. I really do, but I can't pick him in good faith. So I'm going to have to pick Akif Guluzada. and he's going to get a, yep, that's correct, a first round knockout. That's what I think. R.I.P. to my Philippine X, like Latin X, Philip X. That sounds like a bad name. Other than that, though, on to the next. All right, Zhang Lipeng versus Lucas Gabriel. So the thing about Zhang Lipeng is that Zhang Lipeng is a tricky guy with dependable grappling ability. He's not an absolutely atrocious grappler, but he knows how to get up. And he has a lot of good wins. Like the Hiroyuki Tetsuka win, I didn't expect him to get a knockout like that. He literally smoked Hiroyuki Tetsuka. Hiroyuki Tetsuka. And Hiroyuki's a pretty good fighter. Overall, a very good guy. The win over Timofey Nashukin, again, although Timofey's kind of washed now and he's not really in the promotion, and yeah, it was 2 years ago, it's one of those things where, like, I just really think that Zhang Lipeng, because he's been in one for a while and because he has a lot of martial arts MMA experience, as you can see, they're giving him a lot of good fighters. Because again, one, I would like to see more Chinese representation, and two, just to test him. Like Marisa Bebi, that loss, I don't hold against him because Marisa Bebi's really good. Marisa Bebi is like a big dark horse in the division. So it's one of those things where, like, oh shit, are they welterweights? I forget the weight class. No, lightweights. So 170 or 170 and one's lightweight. So like when it comes to that, I don't hold it against him. And it's also, he has great power and he has really good striking with the left hand, with the punches. He's very complete when it comes to his MMA striking. Again, he's similar to those guys like, probably not as like pretty as Muslim Salikov or Kung Lei, but similar enough where like it's athletic striking, and because of that you have to respect those shots because he will catch you and put you out in one shot. Now, when it comes to like how I'll do against, let's say, oh wait, how would I forget Lucas Gabriel? Because Lucas Gabriel only has 9 fights, but look at who he's been fighting. Now, Ibrahim Shamanov wasn't really that good of a win. People just see Shamanov and they go like, Mountain Man? But he fought 3 Mountain Men, and he fought 2 really good Mountain Men. The Mirzakhanov win was really impressive. I thought he was going to lose that one. Like, one fed this dude 2 really good guys, and especially when Lucas Gabriel is like a jiu-jitsu guy, like a big jiu-jitsu guy with good grappling and okay striking. And the fact that he was able to just outwork these guys and choke out like a Mirzanov, that was an incredible win, because I think you got a Mirzanov with the arm triangle. Yeah, it was arm triangle. So it's one of those things where, like, it's a tough one. It's more of a grappler versus striker fight, but I want to give it to Lucas Gabriel just on the fact that he's really, really wiry and he's really good at like just the idea of the forward pressure, getting the takedowns. But this one's also a tough one for me because I like Zhang Lipeng and I like his striking. It's going to be biased towards strikers. But in terms of what I think Lucas Gabriel has to offer, he's the younger fighter. Zhang Lipeng's kind of old, right? Yeah. Zhang Lipeng, 35-year-old guy. Yeah, 35-year-old guy as opposed to a 25-year-old guy. It's one of those things where it's like, when you have a jiu-jitsu ace like this and a guy who's able to sub like good wrestlers, it's kind of rough. Where I think like it's one of those things where like Zhang Lipeng could catch Lucas Gabriel and put him asleep, right? Because Lucas Gabriel's been knocked out, but that was like his second fight, so I don't want to hold that against him. The same way I don't want to hold the Marisa Bevi loss against Zhang Lipeng. So it's a tough one. It's a good match. But it's one of those things where, like, although I'm struggling to make a pick right now, I don't think I think the fight's going to be more one-sided, depending on who it is. But one-sided in Zhang Lipeng's favor, I think, is a knockout, where one-sided in Lucas Gabriel's favor is like he wrestle fucks him and chokes him out. But when it comes to like just who he's fought, I think Lucas Gabriel is able to take down the likes of Zhang Lipeng and kind of just outscore him. But also when it comes to one scoring system, again, like a knockdown for Zhang Lipeng, even if he's losing 2 rounds, could arguably get him to win. I don't like that scoring system, as you all know, because one has 10-point must, kickboxing and Muay Thai, but not for MMA. It's just really dumb. I don't like it. It's kind of like Waco amateur rules, but that makes sense because it's an amateur fight. This is professional. But other than that, though, Lucas Gabriel, I think, is the right choice. I'm going to go with Lucas Gabriel, but he subs him. I think he gets a sub. I think he will get I think they're right there down there. A submission in the 3rd round. I think he's going to tire out the older fighter. I think he might get dropped, but I think as long as he's wiry and tries to bait him into the guard, he can probably survive it and slowly but surely secure a takedown. Really, really tire out and cook Zhang Lipeng on the ground. And when I say cook, I mean like keep him there, get him gassed, and then eventually get that sub victory. Other than that, though, on to the next. All right. Now, some good shit. Saemapetch versus Abdulla Dayakaev. So another Medizatut guy. These Medizatut guys, man. If you're Eastern European of any kind, Medizatut wants you. And the Bielnani. Oh, crap. I should have spanked my thing. But anyway, so the thing about that is that when it comes to this fight, this one, a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, are picking Abdulla Dayakaev because Saemapetch is kind of chinny. And because his run in one hasn't really been the best. It's because, like, when he came in, he was doing great, man. And he has a lot of fights. And he has one kickboxing fight. But a lot of the guys that he loses to are really, really good. Like, really, really good. He's lost to more people. Felipe Lobo, Nico Carrillo. But he's also beat good guys. He's also knocked out, like, Ritawada. It was like a current Raja Damir Stadium champion. So it's one of those things where, like, Saemapetch, I kind of want to pick him. Not because, like, oh, man, no, he is pretty freaking good. I think he's world level. And I forget if he held a title. I think he held a stadium title. I forget which one, though. But, I think it was Channel 7. But anyway, it's just one of those things where, like, picking again for him seems like a big risk. Because you have a young, because, like, a thing that could very much happen, because this is the thing Abdulla Dayakaev has done, is he has just ran out there and just ran through people. The way he beat Alessio Malatesta, who kind of isn't really world level. He's kind of more European level. He's just kind of in one because I think they want more Italians. But he's lost to Alvaretti Ramazov. I don't really like Alessio Malatesta. But anyway, it's just one of those things where, like, his one loss is to Yoda-Q, who's a really good fighter. Really, really, really good fighter. Really good, and it's his name. He's got good fight IQ. And Saemapetch has also really good IQ when it comes to that. So it's one of those things where, like, Abdulla Dayakaev, and he's going to be at his worst in the first round. Because most of his knockouts are in the first round, and most of his knockouts are via punch. It's not that the thing about him is he's not this Khamzat Chimaev, and what I mean by that is, like, look at the way Khamzat Chimaev wins in wrestling. He is unbelievably technical and also unbelievably athletic, where Abdulla Dayakaev is more so really, really athletic, but not as technical as you'd think. He's more of a Muay Thai brawler. He's more of a Muay Mat with heavy hands, and that speed and athleticism in the first round that goes away. As opposed to, let's say, a Buakaw style, where in the first round he's at his most dangerous, but he's not just going to throw, like, the switch kick at you. He can box, he can knee, and because he has all that energy and the way he moves, every single one of those things can really hurt you. Abdulla Dayakaev isn't that. He's not that. He's just not that. He's a guy who's kind of carried by his power and the rule set, and the gloves allow fighters like him to succeed, which I think is a good thing because the era of Muay Famers relying on big, heavy gloves is over. So I'm not rooting against Abdulla Dayakaev. I like to see more of his fights succeed because, I mean, purists aren't going to like hearing this. It's better for the entertainment aspect of the sport that we bring in more people to be like, wow, did you see that Russian guy getting those knockouts? Or wow, did you see that Thai guy with the small gloves get that elbow? Like, people are really, people want to see good highlights. And when they see, like, bad highlights, just not really exciting highlights, like guys just looking at each other like you would see on SKS Thailand or SKS Empire, it's not good for the sport. But what does that have to do with Abdulla Dayakaev? Now, simply put, I think he's going to get better as he ages. He's only 23, but I think he's probably going to win. However, the thing about Seamapetch is that he's taking a step down. Abdulla Dayakaev is not technically better than Nico Carrillo, nor does he hit harder than Nico Carrillo. He is not better than Felipe Lobo, in my opinion. So it's one of those things where, like, Saemapetch is going to be a level above him in terms of skill. And as long as he's able to just avoid Dayakaev's most of the upper body offense, because he has body shot knockouts and straight up knockouts to the head, he can win. So I'm going to take a risk here and say that Seamapetch beats him by decision. I think Seamapetch is going to pull it out. We're going to see him return to form because he hasn't. So, like, it's one of those things where, like, yeah, he lost this year, but I do think Seamapetch can pull this one off. I'm going to pick Seamapetch. I'm going to believe in Seamapetch. But this is me taking a bit of a risk because it's probably safer just pick Abdulla Dayakaev. So I'm going to go with Seamapetch, 3-round decision. Yep, that's not unreasonable, though. Like, again, it's not like when I was watching 172 and there was like 90 for John Lineker or some shit against Akimoto. He did good, though. But other than that, though, I think he's going to get a decision. Decision in the 3rd round, huh? But other than that, though, I know it might be a bad pick. But I do believe in my boy Seamapetch. He's been in for a while. He's been in there with the best. He's knocked out really good fighters. Again, he one-punch knocked out Ritawada. And I think that Seamapetch has underrated power, underrated skills, and he's a former champion. So I think he can bring that fight to the young fighter, Abdulla Dayakaev. On to the next. All right, this one's a bit of a sleeper one. Nauzet Trujillo versus Liam Nolan. So, for those who forget, Nauzet Trujillo has a win over Liam Nolan. So naturally, and I think they're the same age too. No way, Nauzet's got them conquistador genes, man. They make him keep him looking young. But like, it's one of those things where like, for Nauzet, the guys he's fighting. Oh wait, he lost to Rungrai. I'm surprised by that. He lost to Legatron. I didn't know that. But it's one of those things where that was a long time ago. Yeah, that was 2023. But it's one of those things where like Liam Nolan like retired because he like I think he did an interview where he's like he just wanted to get his life in order and family and all that, and he's like, it's best I just leave the sport behind and I don't care if I come back because it's just that Muay Thai, which reasonable, very like of him. But when it comes to that, is that Nauzet Trujillo is kind of being given a bit of a curveball here, I think, because this is his last win, and I think he's only had these 3 fights and 1 championship. And again, he's a good Spanish-style Muay Thai guy, forward pressure, fairly complete. And I think how did he get knocked out? Seamapetch beat him with an elbow. Yeah, Seamapetch caught him with an elbow. And Liam Nolan is more similar to Nauzet than I think. And I think Nauzet is overall the better fighter technically. So I want to pick him because Liam has been out of the game, and although Nauzet got knocked out in his last fight, I think he's going to be a little bit smarter. Now, I feel like it could be Mushin Chaffee, George Jarvising myself, where I picked, the Spanish guy, and that's not me picking the motherland as a Mexican. Yeah, I picked the great motherland of Spain over the evil English Empire. But no, in all seriousness, it's just one of those things where, like, the skill-wise, skill for skill, they're very, very similar. And last time, Nauzet was just able to outwork Liam. And I know some people say, well, Liam may have been half in, half out. You're only as good as your last fight, and that also applies to Nauzet, though. He got knocked out, but he fought a good fighter. He fought Seamapetch, and I'm a Seamapetch hater. But I can't deny that, although I don't think Seamapetch will ever be a champion, and one at least, he can be a champion anywhere else. I think he'd be a stadium champion for sure, because the stadium scene is kind of dead at that weight class. I think if he were to fight like in the upper weight classes over there, like if he fought Petchmore Cut, I think he'd give him a good fight. But it's one of those things where like, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. It really is. And because of that, it's kind of a toss-up. I think it really is a toss-up. However, I want to pick Nauzet just because he's been more active, because he has a recent win, and because he's fought a good guy. Where like Liam, again, let's look at Liam's last couple wins. And again, he's been in the promotion for a while, but he's also fought a lot of good guys. But guess what? His last one, Ali Aliyev, not a bad win. Eddie Abasolo, not a good win. Not because I hate Eddie, but because we know the truth about American Muay Thai. But it's one of those things where, like, I don't think, although he has a lot of names, I don't think he's going to be afraid to fight someone like Nauzet Trujillo again. I think it's one of those things where he's just not going to be in there all the way, and I think he's going to be struggling a bit. Where Nauzet is going to be confident, he's going to be like, I beat this guy already, I know the game plan, just be careful because he might catch me with a big shot. If Nauzet's just a little more cautious, he's gonna win. So that's why I'm gonna be picking my boy Nauzet Trujillo. Even though people are gonna pick Liam because he's British. People always support them Brit boys. See, totally decision. I think it's gonna be a decision. Now, all right, another exciting one: Zebaztian Kadestam against Fitikefu. I can't say the Tonga. Is that country? Is that like I'm assuming it's an Australian like tribal nation or something, but whatever, I'm just gonna ignore it. Alright, Zebaztian Kadestam, aka the Roberto Soldic Strayer. I can't speak English. I said the Roberto Soldic Slayer. So again, I don't know what's up with Kadestam. He's been out of it for a while, but Kadestam is such a monster, man. He's legitimately one of the most underrated guys at welterweight, just worldwide. I think if you fought in the UFC, Bellator, Dedator, PFL, wherever Ryzen, he could be a champion. He would be him wherever he went. He'd be top 5 wherever he went. He is that damn good, and he's ungodly powerful. Ungodly powerful. Like again, Roberto Soldic, good win. Yuri Laprikas, rest in peace. Not a good win because I think they punished Yuri Laprikas because of what happened with Eddie Alvarez, and then he fucking died. R.I.P. Then Vladimir Silva, like again, he's just been a very dominant force and won. And when he was a champion, he had the old belt. That's how long he's been in one. He's just been out of commission for 2 years for some reason. He's never said why. It might be a Roman curricula thing where again everything is dead in one. Every single division is dead in one. Every single division is dead in one. But we're getting better. We're getting better. So it's one of those things where like Now that he's back, he's facing, again, an Australian guy that they're giving him. Now, Ify, now think about Ify, right? He's fought in one twice. And his wins, like, he has a win over Hiroki Tetsuka also. How did I forget about that? But it's one of those things where, like, he's not a bad fighter at all. Like, these losses against Ruslan, he's a more technical fighter than, like, he's 9-1, I believe, overall, yes. But, like, his record is very mixed. When I say by that is he knows how to grapple, he knows how to strike. He's an intelligent fighter. He comes in with a good game plan. And that could be, but it's one of those things where, like, he's not exactly a ultra one-punch KO guy. So, again, he's kind of a game planner. Think of a Bilal Muhammad, a guy who always has a game plan. He breaks down his fights a bit to the science, and because of that, he's able to beat guys who probably have an athletic advantage, a power advantage, a speed advantage, who just have more gifts than him. And it's not that he's ungifted. It's just that he doesn't have those extreme gifts that a lot of guys are going to have at welterweight, because a welterweight has a lot of those guys. Gifted grapplers, gifted strikers, guys with one-punch KO power, unbelievable strength. And he is just very well-rounded and very good, and a decent athlete overall. Where Kadestam is, again, he's a knockout machine. So it's one of those things where, like, Fitikefu, yeah. Fitikefu, I don't think he's going to have a good game plan. Not that he's going to have a good game plan. I just don't think his game plan is going to be enough for Kadestam. Because Kadestam, as I was saying, so there was just an issue with my computer, so sorry about that. But anyway, so yeah, I don't think the game plan for EC is going to be enough for just someone like Zebaztian Kadestam. I think Kadestam's probably just going to catch him. Because, again, he's able to continuously have the offense and just be a threat. I think Kadestam's power is more of a gift in terms of that. It's not connected to his cardio, and he has great cardio. It's connected to just, like, on some Deontay Wilder shit. And he has excellent timing with it. So he's able to catch people moving their head. He's able to catch them going forward. He knows the length of his punches. And he has good kicks, too. So it's just one of those things where I think if EC, even with a good game plan, takes him down or catches him or he's able to strike with him, if he does it too long, Kadestam's just going to wobble him every single time, and he's going to lose on the scorecards even if he does survive. So I just think for EC to win, he has to fight a perfect fight. And this is probably going to set up a fight with Roberto Soldic for the belt anyway. So I think this is what this is really about. I think this is good matchmaking to test EC, and also to make sure that Zebaztian Kadestam is still kind of that guy and can get a win, and that way he and Roberto Soldic can fight for that belt. But so that's my pick. I'm going to pick Zebaztian Kadestam. Excuse me. And I think he's going to get a KO. When will he get the KO? I think second round KO. Other than that, though, on to the next. Grappling shit. You know what we do. On to the next. So, this is the one. So, Nong-O against Kongthoranee. Here's the thing about Nong-O at flyweight. He doesn't belong there. And what I mean by that is that flyweight, although he's able to make it and he hasn't missed weight yet, he's not the same fighter. He's not the same fighter, man. At bantamweight, he looked healthy. He was fast. He was unbelievably powerful. And the weight cut has made him slower. It's made his kicks more readable. His kicks are still good, but everyone sees them coming. And against Kongthoranee, here's what happened. Kongthoranee, right, who's going to be a world champion, I think. I think he can be a world champion. Yeah, look at he already was, Jesus Christ. But, like, it's one of those things where, like, look at the guys he's beaten. Tagir Kalilov, Nakrob, all these guys. He has an insane record for a guy who doesn't have that much compared to, like, experience in one compared to, let's say, Nong-O, who is 38. And also, don't forget about that. He's 38, and he's with Evolve MMA, which he should stop. But if he does, what will happen? He'll probably get shelved for 5 years and never get let off his contract. Just saying, look into that. But anyway, yeah, Nong-O at 125 is not the fighter he used to be, because when he fights at 125, and I forget, was the Kiamra Nabati fight at 125? Let me look that up. Let me look this up. No way he fights at 125. No fucking way. That can't be. 5'10", 135, excuse me. Against Nong-O. That was not, no way. That was not bantamweight, was it? That was bantamweight. Okay. So yeah, no. I keep forgetting if, like, that, because he beat Kulabdan. Again, he's still him, I think. at 135. He's just not going to be the title holder anytime soon. But against Kongthoranee, how he looked against Kongthoranee is just, he looked slow, he looked readable, and Kongthoranee was just able to outwork him. Like, that shouldn't have been a split decision, man. That was a clear win. That was a clear win for Kongthoranee 2-1. Kongthoranee literally, here's what Nong would do. Nong would spam low kicks, Kongthoranee would punch and kick every single time. The only time you would ever see volume from Nong-O is when he would spam the low kick. He'd go kick, or he'd catch a Kongthoranee whiffing kick, but then Kongthoranee would return, punch, kick, power and Muay Thai kick, not kickboxing style. He wouldn't flick it. He'd throw for power, and he'd go to the leg, or he'd go to the body, and just outpoint him. Kongthoranee knows how to really outpoint fighters. He's a good way from her. He's good everywhere. And Nong-O is also good everywhere. He was also beating Nong-O in the clinch, and he knows that Nong-O's the bigger, stronger fighter. He's more aggressive with the elbow. He would escape the clinch, again, touch him up with the boxing, and then throw a kick. And his boxing isn't beautiful, but he knows how to set it up with kicks. It's the basic, I start with my punches, I end with my kicks. And that's why Kongthoranee won that fight. And it's one of those things where, as Kongthoranee, who's like, what, he's 28? Yeah, 28. Young guy. As he's just getting a little bit older, really entering his prime, he's just going to get better. Nong-O's done. He's done, and he's cutting weight. He's not Jose Aldo at 135. He just isn't. He's not that guy. He's excellent. He's carried too much by, I don't want to say carried. He does have that skill. But he's not on that all-time great level. You could say he's a generational great, and he was. It was the 8-time bantamweight world, 8-time defenses, 7-time defenses, something like that. That's going to be a generational great as division, not all time. That's a level below. I think someone like Haggerty is probably going to shine him overall. Not even like fuck star power. Just in terms of accolades, you could say Haggerty did more robust, something like that. Where Nong-O just dominated a single division, which is still remarkably impressive. I'm not trying to downplay that. What I'm trying to say is that someone like Kongthoranee can probably do what he does at a higher weight class. He just have to change a little bit of his style. Where Nong-O, if he goes back up, the same thing's going to happen. They figured him out. People know his style, and they know that he can be knocked out. Cameron Nabati fought a really good fight, and here's the thing, though. People know that. Because we know what happened when Cameron Nabati fought him, and he fought him with that Soviet style. People just complained and said, this isn't real Muay Thai. This isn't real Muay Thai, which is like, all right, what's real Muay Thai? Is real Muay Thai with gloves? Is it card chuik? Oh, is it bare knuckle? What is it? What is real Muay Thai? Is real Muay Thai only when Thais win? If that's the case, just say that. Just say you hate Farangs, but you won't, bitch. Anyway, but that's my point. My point is that Kongthoranee knows how to beat Nong-O, and the only way Nong-O can beat Kongthoranee is if he applies more pressure. But he's cutting weight to 125, and I don't think that's going to help him. I don't think that's going to help him because Kongthoranee has good defense, and he's also good at making reads. Every single big, ultra-heavy low kick that, again, is going to be slower, not as powerful, Kongthoranee is going to see, and I think he's just going to do the exact same thing, cruise to victory, even more easily this time. But other than that, though, that's what I'm picking. I'm picking Kongthoranee to beat Nong-O. Yep. Hey, yes! Yes, I was expecting all blue, man, because Nong-O's a big star. But, hey, maybe it's because they're both Thais, and people are like, all right, we can be objective. If this is some unknown American or some, like, European, 98% Nong-O. But I do like this. I do appreciate this one. Please keep this feature. It's fucking cool. It also helps me make videos. I can pick him by decision. Other than that, though, that's my picks overall. And also, a cool thing about this is that, Superman. No. Oh, wait. This is, when he fought Sansa. Damn it. There we go. Yeah, they announced another fight. I'm surprised that they're doing this on Amazon, because they normally try to put some name value on Amazon. So I'm really happy that they're doing this and kind of taking a risk on it, because, like, this is going to be a banger fight. Jaosuayai and Nakrob is a great fight, and I'm actually pretty excited to make the video whenever they do that. Wait, that's a month away? Damn, built out the card yet. But yeah, I think that's going to be a really gas fight whenever that gets announced. But other than that, though, guys, I want to do more, like, style. I want to do, like, a video on Jonathan Haggerty and how he became a better kickboxer, like that win against Wei Ray, which is really great. But other than that, though, that's really what I want to talk about for now. I'll probably be doing some glory coverage because that Tiniani Bastade versus Chico Quasi 2 is coming up. So I want to do a fight companion for that, which is kind of silly because it's going to be free on YouTube. But it's also going to be on Thursday. So there's that. So maybe I got some reason to do that. But other than that, though, thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want to see me talk about. And God bless. Take care.